Hanoi is full of small 3 and 4-star hotels, but La Siesta stood out with the title of TripAdvisor's #1 hotel in Hanoi. Does it deserve this distinction? Stay tuned to see for yourself. After living in Saigon for 7 years, Hanoi's layout still confuses me sometimes. But you won't need to worry about that if you're at La Siesta, as its location is near perfect for tourists, especially if it's your first time in Hanoi. On its namesake, Hang Be Street, the hotel is in the middle of Hanoi's Old Quarter. This is the neighborhood that attracts tourists of all walks of life and is located centrally enough to reach pretty much any famous site. Hwan Kim Lake and Nyoksan Temple are a short walk away, while a trip to the Temple of Literature or the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum by taxi won't cost you more than $2 or $3. The hotel was opened in 2019 and has 49 rooms, a spa, 1 restaurant, and 1 rooftop bar. And there are more than a few reasons why I really do love this hotel. First, so many new hotels in this category these days look like they've been practically open for 10 years after just a year of operation, but not La Siesta. It could have opened 2 months ago had I not known any better. I'll also note that the night after I was there in April 2021, they were fully booked, so it's not as if they've been empty during the whole of COVID. Surely, like many of you watching, I always book hotels through whichever site gives me the best value. In this case, it was Hotels.com. Obviously, they are not a sponsor, but there's a reason I need to mention them. The hotel has a lot of different room categories, and at the time of booking, also participated with Hotels.com and Expedia's VIP program. This simply means that if there's a room upgrade available upon check-in, I might be able to get it. Because of this, my first impression was outstanding. Quite often, hotels will completely forget about the VIP status on the reservation, but not La Siesta. I checked in around 8 p.m. and was offered 1 of 3 rooms, the category I booked, plus 2 categories higher, and without hesitation they offered to let me see the rooms before choosing. This was my first indication that perhaps the TripAdvisor ranking was warranted. As you've already seen, the lobby is decorated in blacks, whites, and grays, which continue throughout the hotel, giving a modern but classic vibe. There's a spa at the rear of the ground floor, but it was closed due to COVID regulations. So, after my tour of the available rooms, I actually turned down a duplex suite and chose a junior suite, simply because I love having a balcony. If you need a bit more space though, the duplex looked really nice. Most of the rooms in the hotel are compact, but they're laid out really well to take advantage of just about every square inch. I'll also note, I always do my room filming as soon as I arrive at the hotel before I mess it up. Normally I need to go around the room and tweak a couple of things, but this room was set up exactly as you see it, perfectly. The balcony was small, but was simply a nice spot to have some fresh air. With the exception of the summer months, evenings in Hanoi are anywhere from cool to chilly. One note about the location. This street, and many streets west and south of it, are a pedestrian-only zone at night on Fridays and Saturdays. It's a quick 5-minute walk to where you'll be able to catch a taxi, and when I departed to catch my train to Sapa at 9 p.m., the staff insisted on carrying my luggage the 2 blocks for me and waiting until my taxi arrived. The junior suite features a small dining or work table, as well as a real faux fireplace. Real as in it does light up and become a heater for the room. The coffee and tea station is set up with the basics, with an additional list of items that you can request if you'd like for free. I requested some coffee pods for the Nespresso-esque machine, and they were delivered very quickly. The room doesn't have a massive amount of storage space, but if you don't mind having one of your bags out like mine was, I think it's more than enough space for a couple. The bathroom was split between the toilet room, the open vanity area, and the shower room. I appreciate that every surface, nook, and cranny was spotless, and loved the lack of plastics. The complimentary water was in reusable glass bottles, and even the garbage bins were cleverly lined with newspaper instead of garbage bags. The design of the hotel is clearly a modern take on colonial Indochine style, but being from New York myself, it also struck me as a nod to, say, 1920s Manhattan, when the Chrysler Building was being built and subway tiles were a standard practice, not just a fad. So after filming, it was almost 9 p.m. and I hadn't had dinner yet, so I ordered room service, which I need to admit I'm usually skeptical of in a 3 or 4 star hotel. I ordered a Western-style chicken dish and a fried rice, kind of a backup plan as they were priced pretty well. I'll admit I was stunned when the food arrived. Yes, it's presented nicely, but then the taste, it was genuinely delicious. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. The next morning brought me to the top indoor floor for breakfast. There was a fairly wide variety of foods available in the buffet, as well as cooked-to-order egg and noodle soup dishes available. Again, impressive for the level of the hotel. Not to mention the restaurant itself is beautiful and offered 270-degree views of Hanoi. My room rate didn't include breakfast, so when the bill arrived and it was only 80,000 VND, around $3.50, I was impressed, expecting the price to be at least double that. Above the restaurant was the rooftop bar, which was open and operating at night. Forget the bar though, I would just go for the views. In the distance, you can see how close we are to Hoan Kiem Lake, surrounded by the Old Quarter. So, I think it's pretty clear what I think about this hotel. It's an outstanding value for the money, and truly a hotel anyone would be comfortable in. If your normal budget is $40 a night, spend just a bit more and enjoy your nights at La Siesta. And if your budget is normally far above $200 a night, I'd still recommend a couple of nights here. You really won't be missing much compared to most 5-star hotels in Hanoi, and you'll be saving a bit of cash. If there is one downside to the hotel, it's accessibility. If you have any mobility issues, it might pose a challenge given that it's in a pedestrian zone. Just keep that in mind. Lastly, I'm thankful and impressed that not once did a single member of staff mention TripAdvisor or anything about a review. The service was just good, and for overall value, yeah, this might be Hanoi's best hotel. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. We are a small channel, and every like, subscribe, and comment truly does help us grow. COVID or not, we hope to be making reviews for a long time to come. Stay tuned for the flip-flop score.